Hola, ¿qué tal? In this video, we will learn how to pronounce the consonant R. I often read messages from foreign speakers who say that they have a hard time trying to pronounce the rolling R. This rolling is also called trill because it has a trilling sound. And actually, this sound does exist in some English speaking communities. For example, in England or Scotland, where there is a variety of accents, there is the rhotic accent or rhotic accent, which includes the r sound in its phonetics. Now, in Spanish, the letter R has two different sounds. One is the R sound, and the other one is R, R, R. The presence of one sound or the other depends on the position of the letter R in a word. And it also depends on the other vowels or consonants that surround this letter in a word. Let's see these cases. We will start with the R sound. And of course, we will first see how to pronounce this sound, how to produce this sound if you are unable to produce it because it doesn't exist in your native language. And for this, I am going to use this very low quality pointer to point at this figure. This is the human vocal apparatus. And well, this would be your tongue, and these would be your teeth and your lips. This would be your palate, and this would be your throat with the vocal cords. Now, both these sounds are voiced sounds, which means that when you produce them, your vocal cords will vibrate. And for that, you will need to have air in your lungs. So the first step is to inhale. Okay. So the place of articulation will be here, in this part of the mouth, which is right behind your front teeth, between your front teeth and your palate. That area is called the alveolar ridge. Now, the tip of your tongue, here, the tip of your tongue, will raise towards the alveolar ridge, and it will make contact with the alveolar ridge. You will do this just as you exhale the air from your lungs. So you will At the same time, exhale and raise the tip of your tongue against the alveolar ridge. And the air stream will go just over the tongue and not on the sides. So the air stream will be central. This should make the tip of your tongue vibrate, as you can see here. And this vibration will produce the trill or r sounds. So let's give it a try. First step, inhale, and when you exhale, you raise the tip of your tongue against the alveolar ridge and okay, one more time. First, inhale, and when you exhale, your tongue goes up and okay, you can practice this in front of the mirror, really. You can look at yourself in the mirror when you produce this sound. You will see that the tongue uh, will be raised like this, right behind your teeth, and you will see that the tongue vibrates. It's not exactly like this, but it vibrates like this, and that's what produces the r sound. So I hope that that has worked out for you. Then please let me know in the comments if it has worked out for you. Now, let's see in which cases do we pronounce the r sound. First, we pronounce the r sound when the letter R is at the beginning of a word, like in this first row. Rosa, rata. Second case, we produce the r sound when the letter R follows the consonants N, L, and S. In the second row, we have an example of each. Honra, alrededor, Israel. And the third case, we produce the r sound when we have a double R, like in this third row. Perro, marrón. Perro marrón, which in English would be translated as brown dog. Perro marrón. Now, let's see this sound. Well, this is r, r, r. For this sound, the manner and the place of articulation will be the same. So all the steps that you have practiced will be the same. But in this case, the tip of the tongue does not vibrate. It does not vibrate. It simply taps against the alveolar ridge and produces the sound r, r. So the tongue does not vibrate, but it simply taps against the alveolar ridge just once. R, r. Now let's see. Of course, this is easier than the r, I guess. So let's see in which cases do we produce the r sound. We produce this sound when the letter R is between vowels. Like in this first row. Para, ora. So I am not pronouncing para or orra, but para, ora. The second case, we produce the r sound when the letter R is at the end of a syllable. Pay attention, at the end of a syllable. It doesn't matter if the next syllable starts with vowel or consonant. When the R is at the end of a syllable, we will pronounce R and not R. So, for example, in the second row, verde, verde, verde. We also produce the R when the letter R is at the end of a word. At the end of a word. For example, mar, mar. And we also produce the sound R after every consonant except N, L, or S. So, for example, in the last row, we have gracias, gracias. It's always funny to hear foreigners try to say gracias because they pronounce it because they pronounce the R not with the trill sound but with the approximant sound, which is the sound of the R in English, and they pronounce the word gracias like gracias. So gracias, gracias. And práctica, práctica. It's not practica, but práctica, práctica. So, I hope that this video was helpful for you. And if it was, please press the like button and leave a comment and please subscribe to my channel. Muchas gracias.